Hey Brad, how you doing, bud?
Good, good.
Okay, great. If you'd like to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your company and
Sure, yeah. So I'm Brad Edwards. The company is Edwards Equipment Company. My grandfather started it in 1951. My dad and his two brothers owned and ran the company for a long time. I've been here about 24 years and been running it for the pretend owner for the last 3 or 4 years because I'm trying to let dad and one brother got out already, and I'm trying to let dad and my uncle sort of phase out. So yeah, we started off doing cash registers, scales, things of that nature back in the day, and slowly moved into electronic cash registers, and then we got into pay phones, and in the middle of all that, somehow or another, we got looped into security. So for about 38 years, we've been either really heavy or sort of lightweight in the security game, and for about the past 20 years, we've been pretty heavy doing security and low voltage integrations, do everything from fiber optic cabling to high definition camera systems, IP-based door access systems, data integrations, fire systems, pretty much everything.
how long exactly have you worked with 3X Logic as one of your primary video dealers?
If I'm not mistaken, it's 15 or 16 years. It was before they went by 3X Logic. It used to be Electronics Line USA, and it was always I think Vigil was always the software, behind it and the ownership behind it. But it's literally been 15 or 16 years.
How does 3X Logic compare to some of the other product lines that you do sell, and what's the value add proposition there for 3X Logic?
Well, the reality of it is in our market, you have your entry level stuff, which is your embedded sort of everything's on one motherboard, throwaway units. And that's what the market is inundated with. And then we have the integrator, like professional level stuff, which is what 3X Logic is. So in comparison, there's no comparison to the throwaway stuff. I mean, obviously, you guys are a lot more expensive. But this is certainly an industry where you get what you pay for. It's a serviceable machine. It's our servicing expected life out of your boxes are, I don't even know what to tell clients anymore. I have 12 and 13-year-old machines still running today. Like, we're just praying they don't break because they're analog and we're done. We got nothing for the customer. So when it comes comparing to the low end stuff, there really isn't one. The V250 is a good comparison. What I call the mid-level offering. That's a good comparison to lower end stuff, and dollar for dollar, it's not that much more expensive, and it runs circles around it. Comparing you guys to the high end stuff, the Exact Visions, the Milestones, these other guys, I never lose a job when I quote against those clients. As a matter of fact, if I'm going into a bid process, it makes me very happy to hear Genetec, Milestone, Avigilon, any of these names come up. It tickles me to death because I now know we're looking at integrator level stuff, and I'm gonna kick their teeth in. It's just dollar for dollar, pound for pound. We can come to the table with so much more hard drive and so much value per dollar is where you guys come to the game. And it's not about anything more than value per dollar, and value per dollar spent. I've never been able to find a different product, or you'd have already heard about that.
Yeah, and we're very grateful for that, by the way. So it's always a good time with you. So about your relationship with 3X Logic, I mean, you have been an innovator with 3X Logic. What's the key differentiator in that relationship that maybe will separate us from some of your other product lines?
We're one-on-one. When I have a client that calls me and says, hey, I want to take over this massive door access system, can we do it? When I know the answer is probably not, I still call, get somebody on the phone, and engineering is digging in, trying to make it happen. I don't feel that I have missed opportunities because I have the ability to actually have interaction with people who know who I am, know who the company is, and know what we're trying to do. I'm not calling in and getting in a queue. When we call in, we real quickly run down the support queue till we're getting into the real nuts and bolts of it. Generally, we're calling you for some turn left innovation that a client wants, and you guys try. We miss. We don't always get it, but I know I've got the ability to communicate with you guys on a one-on-one basis, and I mean, for me, that's always been an advantage.
One of the things you've done is you've actually contributed to our success. I mean, you've brought us a lot of POS integrations and innovation and ideas over the years. What are some of the things that 3X Logic has done unique that has contributed to your success?
Exactly that. Back when probably 15 years ago, when I was hitting the convenience store market really aggressively, I would go into these places and all of your low end systems, even today, claim point of sale integration. So when I'm coming
you mean
in,
low end, you mean not mine, but other manufacturers low
yeah,
end.
like the little embedded
Yeah,
cheapo internet stuff, they all claim point of sale integration, and they integrate to like 6 machines in the world. That's not point of sale integration. That's whoops, it works.
yeah.
So being able to go in with you guys and do that has been a huge advantage. Being able to, you guys aren't an open platform per se. It's not like I can just go in and make anything work because you are the developer of your own software. If I do come in and say, look, I got to take these cameras over, they're proprietary, but they're IP, they use this protocol, and we've actually done this with a client. We got you guys involved. It took a little bit of fooling around with it. And I don't know if if your engineers found a setting in the cameras that we didn't find, or if they made a little parser file or something that made it, Band-Aid. I don't know. I just know we were able to take the man system over, and, I don't turn away any work too small, and there's no work too big. So just because a man wants to come to us and have us take over something he didn't originally pay us to do, I'm going to take that over, because once I've worked with him and showed him, and sounds really kiss butt here, but once I've shown him y'all stuff, then when I'm coming back to the table later and I'm saying it's your stuff, and I'm saying it's Infinius that you guys own, and oh, by the way, I can marry them together, blah, blah, blah. It's a huge advantage for a long-term customer relationship.
I will ask you, the tough question is, what would you like to see 3X Logic improve on, or what do you think we can do to help you be more successful?
I only have an unfair answer to that question.
Okay.
And that's, I just got to be honest. The unfair answer to that question is, when we call in to bring a problem to the table, it sort of at times takes us a minute to get the problem recognized and then resolved. And that's unfair because it takes time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like you guys can do it any differently. You're having to live through us. We're having to remote you into things. But that's really it. I mean, it's almost like I'm saying, well, when something doesn't work, I want to go like that. Now it works. Yeah, like I've got a good relationship with you guys. When we call in, we can get to who we need to get to. You, Bob, Aaron, everybody calls us back when we need it done. You guys have gone to extended lengths to have meetings with my clients, go-to meetings. You've done remote demos with me. I did a remote demo for a large Infinius project with you personally and Bob not 2 months ago. So I mean, I have to stretch a little bit to find what you need to do better.
Well, that's okay. We'll stop it right there, because I don't need to poke the bear anymore on that one. Thank you very much, Brad. Always a pleasure to see you, man.